Hi, welcome to SCW Steve Chats Wrestling right here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Maybe give a subscribe right now. Just hit that button just below. And remember to like and share the video. So if you've got any comments, do feel free to leave them in the comments section. Apologise, I'm not going to be doing a video where I'm face to face with you once again. Unfortunately, last night I might have had one or two too many orange juices. But as WWE usually says, do not try this at home. Always be responsible. But I'm here still with the news and the gossip for you. We're giving you a video later on that as well, but we're going to be talking about the week of wrestling, the match of the week, superstar show, give you a few moments worth noting as well, a couple of the negatives and things we can look forward to next week. So yeah, the likes of WWE, Raw and SmackDown, NXT, watch TNA, Lucha Underground, as well as ROH Best in the World pay-per-view as well. So a lot to be talking about and a lot of wrestling there that we can judge on. Match of the week this week, very difficult choice really to start off with. I think an honorary mention for ROH has to go for Steve Corino against BJ Whitmer, a very bloody affair from two older wrestlers as well in ROH, but did a very good job and a very good match as well. I think another honourable mention has to go to the six-man tag team match as well. Adam Cole and the Young Bucks of the Bullet Club taking on Moose and War Machine as well. Absolutely superb stuff there in Ring of Honor. But taking it this week for me has to be Prince Puma versus Dragon Azteca Jr. from Lucha Underground. An outstanding match. Now Prince Puma also is Ricochet, and Ricochet of course had the famous match with Will Ospreay recently. Very similar feel to this, very athletic match, but a lot of the moves were sold so well and so much better in this match that for me it has to take it. And of course with Ultimate Lucha Dos coming up in the next week in fact, but we might have to wait. It's going to be spread over 3 weeks. We might have to wait a week or two to see the Prince Puma match against Rey Mysterio Jr. Should be very exciting when that comes around, almost like a preview match, but these two absolutely stole the show on Lucha this week and definitely for me takes match of the week. Superstar of the week, I think for the second week running, I'm going to have to give it to Dean Ambrose. WWE are doing a good job with him as champion at the moment. He's having some incredible matches. He picked up victory on Raw this week against AJ Styles and a very good win on SmackDown as well against The Miz. Both matches were very good, laid out very well. The character now feels like it's getting some meaning and some good direction going forward. Now the rumour is that Dean Ambrose is not going to be champion for the long term, but the way that things are going at the moment, you kind of hope in a way that Dean Ambrose is going to have a small run, perhaps past Battleground with the WWE Championship, because it seems like he's doing such a good job and they're doing well on rebuilding the Ambrose character up once again. So for the second week running, I'm going to have to give it to Dean Ambrose. As for show of the week, well, Raw was decent for me. SmackDown, it was a little bit flat in places for me. I just perhaps maybe the superstars of the matches, it just didn't connect together for me. But the show was okay. TNA for me, it's definitely going to be a negative of the week for me. Looking at TNA, I just kind of feel that, okay, I know they want to get a lot of the storylines out there, but a lot of the matches seem rushed and very quick, and it just doesn't feel like it's connecting together with TNA for me watching Impact Wrestling at the moment. I kind of want to see the matches longer. I like seeing story development, but they can make more of the matches. Now, it's okay if you've got a pay-per-view off every month or so where it's all about the action. I know sometimes they have that on Impact Wrestling where they have their lockdown. I know Destination X is coming up as well, but you kind of look at it and say that for me things are just too rushed. This week the triple threat match between Lashley, EC3 and Drew Galloway was an okay match, but this match could have been so much better had it been given more time. For me though, looking at it, it's going to have to come down to Best in the World ROH or Lucha Underground. For me, I wasn't invested of all of ROH, but I was invested of all of Lucha Underground. Now I know it's only an hour long, but for me this week the three matches were Mil Muertes versus King Cuerno, Prince Puma versus Dragon Azteca Jr. and for the main event as well, first time ever singles match between Phoenix and Johnny Mundo aka John Morrison. Fantastic show. If you get a chance, do check that out. For me, that has to take show of the week. Looking forward then, or perhaps maybe a couple more negatives perhaps in the week of wrestling this week, I see a couple of the jobbers being introduced onto Raw and SmackDown this week, which I'm okay with jobber squash matches, but the problem with that for me is that I just kind of look at it and think that they were too easily squashed this week. I mean, for Enzo and Big Kaz, they perhaps come across as perhaps a negative of the week as well for me. You look and say that squash match they did against the two unknown jobbers seemed very quick. There was just a finishing move straight away, and then following that as well, I mean, it seemed a bit of a desperate attempt with the Mexican Wave. These guys are over. You don't need to force them to try and make people still be on their side and do more things with these guys. Just keep them doing what they're doing. Don't make them have to try and give this panic Mexican wave going around. It just come across a bit corny for me, but that probably for me gives a negative of the week. And as well with SmackDown, the Wyatt family as well, perhaps the right opponents to have a squash, but again, it was finished far too quickly for me. Give these time a few minutes to showcase why they're so strong and why they're so great. Things we can look forward to next week then for Lucha Underground fans, then we've got Ultima Luba Dos. It's coming up, it's going to be spread over 3 weeks, so we're going to get some exciting matches on that. We have Independence Day for Raw, which we know we're going to get Titus O'Neil versus Rusev for the United States Championship. As well, we're going to get a former GM from SmackDown going to turn up once again. Now, there's been a rumour that Kurt Angle could be turning up on that Raw. That's some breaking news for you then, given to you on this particular video as well. I'll be perhaps talking more in depth with that on another video coming up. But it should be pretty exciting stuff indeed, and looking forward to that as well. And with NXT as well, we're building towards Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura, so should be a pretty exciting week of wrestling ahead. TNA, I believe as well, going to have Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy once again from North Carolina, so hopefully that might bring a close to the feud as well. But those are the things to look forward to, and that is the week of wrestling and looking forward to what's ahead. Do you like these videos? Then please hit the like button, you can share, and please subscribe as well. You've been watching SCW right here on youtube.com. Thank you for viewing.